Alright, day 2 of Advent of Code. Alright, the unusual data, your puzzle input, consists of many reports, one report per line. Each report is a list of numbers called levels that are separated by spaces. Okay, so one report per line. So this is a report, a list of numbers called levels. And each number here is called a level, right? This example data contains 6 reports, each containing 5 levels. The engineers are trying to figure out which reports are safe. The Red Nose Reactor safety systems can only tolerate levels that are either gradually increasing or gradually decreasing. So a report only counts as safe if both of the following are true. The levels are either all increasing or all decreasing. Any 2 adjacent levels differ by at least 1 and at most 3. Okay, in the example above, the reports can be found safe or unsafe by checking those rules. Okay, so this is the first line or first report, and this is safe because the levels are all decreasing by 1 or 2. Okay, 7, 6, 4, 2, 1. Okay, these are decreasing, and the difference between every 2 of them is never bigger than 3, right? 1 or 2. So here it's 1, 2, 2, and 1. Alright. This is unsafe because 2, 7 is an increase of 5. Right. So it's true that it's increasing. It's 1, 2, 7, 8, 9, increasing, fine. But the problem is over here, it increases with a step of 5, which is more than 3. Okay, what happens if both of them unsafe because 4, 4 is neither an increase or a decrease? Okay, right. Okay, and over here, this is increasing, then it's decreasing, then it's increasing and increasing. Okay, that's also unsafe. All right, let's code. Let's do cargo today. This is basically a command that will take all of the files and documents of today and put it in the directory. As you can see, this is exactly the same text, so we can close that and let's go bin 02. All right, so again, I will first take this. So we have test input, like that. Okay, over here we have the test input. Let's return here none for now. Okay. Right. I have to take another look. So I think always the first thing would be good when we okay, I think the first thing, which is nearly always right, is we are iterating over the test file, test input, and we iterate over the lines or reports, as it's called. Then let's save each line as a report in a vector. Right, so we take the line and we again split white space like that and filter map, so we can parse the string. I think I put n last time. Let's keep it consistent. Okay, and then collect into the vector, right, like that. Now we have to have a test which tests if this is safe or not, and then we have to get the amount of safe reports, right? Okay, first thing, I think we need a counter variable, so let's do save reports, set it to 0, like that, and then let's see. So we can test if they are increasing or decreasing. I guess we will use Windows. So of course I have to do this in the for loop. So with Windows, let's take the report Windows. So with Windows, we have here, for example, a slice, right? Then over here we call Windows 3. What this does is it takes the first 3 elements and returns it, right? Then it basically iterates one index further, right? So it takes the next 3 elements, O-R-E, right? O-R-E. And then once again, it goes one further, R-E-M, right? And with that, we can very nicely compare the adjacent numbers, right? So we put 2 because we always want to compare 2. Over here we have report, right? So in the first iteration we would have 7, 6, 4, 2, 1, right? And then we compare 7 and 6, and then 6 and 4, and then 4 and 2, and then 2 and 1, right? I think this is the best way of doing that. And then we have to assure that all of the levels, as they are called, right? So one line is a report and one element is a level. Let's first check if they are increasing, right? So let's put this in a variable is increasing, like that. And then let's compare the first one with the next one, right? Level 1. So over here we are comparing, is it increasing, right? And basically we can do the same thing, is decreasing 2, but over here we check if the previous element is bigger than the next element, right? Like that. But that's not all. We also have to check, let me read that again. Any 2 adjacent levels differ by at least 1 and at most 3. Okay. So what we also have to check is, let me put this here. We also have to check level 1 minus level 0 is bigger than or equal 1, and level 1 minus level 0 is smaller than or equal 3, right? And we go with level 1 first, because if it is increasing, the next element, let me put here again the vector so we can imagine it better. 7, 6, 4, 2, 1, right? We compare first 7 and 6. In this case it's decreasing. Let's take the second one. 2, 7, 8, 9. So this is increasing, right? So we compare 1 and 2, then 2 and 7, and so on. So over here we take level 1 because this is bigger than level 0, right? So we subtract level 0 from level 1 because this is bigger. And we check, is it bigger or equal 1? And level 1 minus level 0 has to be smaller or equal to 3. I know this looks a little bit weird, but I will clean it up after I finish here. So over here we do basically the same thing, but over here we go with level 0 minus level 1. Is it bigger or equal to 1? And level 0 minus level 1, is it smaller or equal 3, right? Like that. And then if is increasing or is decreasing, then safe reports will be incremented. And yeah, that's it, right? Then we return the number of safe reports. Yeah, this looks like Chinese, right? So let's first check if this is even. This is day 2. Let's check. 2 reports are safe. Okay, but you know what? Let's actually create a helper function for that, right? So let's do is safe. We take a slice of U32 and we return a boolean, right? And let's just take all of these and put it over here, right? And we are returning boolean, so we are returning this. And over here we can say is if is safe. We pass the report. So if this returns true, then we increment safe reports by 1, and that's it, right? Cannot find report. Okay, this has to be in the for loop. Like that. Still working? 2. Okay, still working. Let's actually clean this up a little bit. I think we don't need these brackets. And you know what? We can actually do this a lot better if we take a range 1 to 3, 3 included. If it contains level 1 minus level 0, right? So we have here a range 1 to 3, and if this operation increasing, if this minus this, the difference contains that, right? So if it is smaller, let's actually see the contains method. As you can see, we have here a range 3 to 5 contains 2. This will return false, right? So if this is anything below 1 or above 3, it will return false. Okay, that's what we want. Though here basically the same thing, but 1 to 3 contains level 0 minus level 1, right? So this is a little cleaner, still working. All right, so let's remove this test input. Let's take real input here. Cargo release 526. Okay, let's submit the first part. That's the right answer. All right, great. Now let's look at the second one. And by the way, sometimes you have to reload. The engineers are surprised by the low number of safe reports until they realize they forgot to tell you. The problem dampener is a reactor-mounted module that lets the reactor safety systems tolerate a single bad level in what would otherwise be a safe report. It's like the bad level never happened. Now the same rules apply as before, except if removing a single level from an unsafe report would make it safe, the report instead counts as safe. Okay, more of the above examples report are now safe. Okay, this is the same one, right? Same one. Safe without removing any level. Okay, this was safe before. Unsafe regardless of which level is removed. Okay. Safe by removing the second level 3. Okay, 3 removed, then we have 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay, right. Here it's safe because 4 was removed. 8, 6, 4, 1. Okay. And this was safe before. Okay, good. I would say let's again have safe reports. We need a counter, and first of all, again, let's parse the lines. Oh, I didn't copy 16. Input like that. Okay, test input. This is the same. Save reports. Let's put that 0, and let's parse over the test input. Again, let's put it every line in a vector U32. Split white space. I actually can copy that from here. Right, it's the same thing. Okay, now before we had this conditional is safe, right? And we passed it report, and if it was safe, we just increment the safe reports counter by 1. Right? Now, if it isn't safe, then we have to do the new check. If we remove one element from a report, is it becoming safe? Problem dampener. Let's create a new function. Let's create a new function here. Problem dampener. Again, we take slice U32, and let's also take the save reports variable, because we have to mutate that. Okay, we call this if there is volume dampener. We pass report and save reports. This should be a mutable variable. Okay, like that. So we call this if the report isn't safe. So if it is safe, we don't call it. Let's actually do here continue. So the loop will continue with the new report, with new line, without calling this function, right? Okay. Okay. First of all, let me think about it. We get this. We iterate over every line. And we have, for example, this one is unsafe. Will it become safe? No. This one. 1, 3, 2. This one, right? So we iterate over this line. And we call is safe. It returns is not safe, so false. Then we call problem dampener, right? We pass this report and the variable. So let's actually for line in report dot iter, then we have to remove. Okay, I think what we will do is we try to remove in every iteration. We iterate over every element. We remove one element each iteration. So in the first one, we remove 1 and we check, is it safe? No. Then in the second one, we remove 3 and we check, is it safe? And yes, in the second one, it's safe. And then we can return over here and we say it's safe, right? Okay, and we just have to mutate the safe reports variable. So I guess in Rust, back remove. Let's go here, remove here. So we remove and we pass the index, right? And then we get back the removed item. So this mutates the vector. All right, so we need also the index enumerate. So this will enumerate the lines, right? So what the enumerate does is we have a slice, we iterate over it and enumerate. So we get back a tuple with the index and the element at this index. Because we iter, we get back references. Okay. What we also have to do is we have to convert the report we get to a vector, right? Because we get here a reference to a slice. And because we enumerate, we get back a tuple with the index and the level, the element, right? Okay, let's see. And then let's actually remove at index I. Cannot borrow report is mutable. Okay, let's do a clone here. So we remove, in this case, the first one, right? So we remove, for example, 1, and then we check. Okay, and the removed element will be stored in this variable. So what we then can do is, again, we check is safe, we pass report, right? Because we have now mutated this vector. We removed one element which will mutate it, right? And then we check again, is it now safe? If it is safe, the first thing we need to do is we increment the safe reports by 1, and then we have to reinsert the element, right? Reinsert, then return, because if we didn't find a safe report, we also have to restore the vector, right? So again over here, now we don't even need this level variable. So what we are doing here is we pass vector report, for example, let's take this one again. We pass it, we convert it to a vector, and then we clone, iterate, and enumerate. So we have the indexes, and then we remove in every iteration in this for loop one element. So at first iteration index 0, then index 1, index 2, and now in this case, if we had this report at index 1, we remove that, so removed will hold 3, and then we check, is it safe? So it will see, okay, it will have what we sent over here is this vector 1, 2, 4, 5, right, without this 3, and then this save is safe function will see, okay, it's increasing and the difference between them is never bigger than 3 or smaller than 1. Okay, then we increment the safe reports because we have found another one, and then we restore the vector. So we insert the removed item like this and return. Okay, I guess that's it. Let's see, did I forget something? Here we are calling a save, that's from the previous sorry, this is from part 1. I have to put it over here, part 2. Continue over here. So we call the isSafe function. If it is safe, reports. Okay, if it is safe from the beginning, we don't have to do anything. If it isn't safe, we check with the problem dampener. If we remove something, will it become safe? Alright, let's just check before I get crazy here. Cargo solve to release part 2. I guess I didn't return anything. Some safe reports. Cargo 2 release 4. It's correct. Alright, let's remove this test input. And let's try to submit that. Cargo solve to submit to. And that's the right answer. Alright, we got a star. We got 2 stars because we have finished both of them today. Alright, see you in the next one. Take care.